now. Let's get you breaking updates coming in, urging the prime ministers of both nations to take meaningful and sustained steps towards restoring peace, normalcy, dialogue and cooperation. A group of over 100 prominent citizens from India and Pakistan have called for an end to continued hostility, which they said is depriving millions of young people of both sides of opportunities, prosperity and a secure future. They sought restoration of full diplomatic relations and reinstatement of the High Commissioners in New Delhi and Islamabad, in addition to resumption of normal visa services for citizens of both countries. So this is a letter that has been written to both the prime ministers, and this comes from many citizens, a group of over 100 prominent citizens from India and Pakistan, calling for an end to continued hostility that we've been seeing over the last multiple years. My colleague Akanksha Swaroop joins us on the broadcast with the details. Mayank is also on the broadcast with us. Akanksha, what are the details of the appeal that has come in from the citizens?
You have Indian signatories such as Dr. Farooq Abdullah, Mirwaiz Omar Farooq, Mehbooba Mufti, Manish Shankar Iyer, who are all part of these signatories who have in fact gone on to sign that letter which has been penned to Prime Minister Modi and the Pakistani Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif both. Now, it should be highlighted that this is calling for dialogue and diplomacy to prevail. There are over 100 prominent citizens from India and Pakistan who have called for an end to continued hostility between both the countries. They are also seeking restoration of full diplomatic relations between the states and reinstatement, more importantly, of the High Commissioners to India and Pakistan. This is in resumption to normal visa services for citizens for both countries. But remember, India has firmly maintained that terror and talks cannot go hand in hand, even more so after Operation Sindoor, which has now established India's new norm when it comes to tackling terrorism. And even though track 2 talks have been taking place in Colombo and Bangkok, it's nothing new. This kind of track 2 diplomacy has been happening even when there's been a freeze in diplomatic ties between Islamabad and New Delhi in the past as well. But the Indian Foreign Secretary, Shri Vikram Misri, has gone on record to in fact decline that New Delhi has no role to play. The Indian External Affairs Ministry has no role to play, even as these track 2 talks have been taking place. But will this letter that's been penned by 100 signatories now have any kind of influence over New Delhi? We'll have to see, because remember, not just India's External Affairs Minister Dr. Jaishankar, but Indian Prime Minister himself have made it amply clear that terror and talks cannot go hand in hand. And we speak at a time when just yesterday we've seen how the Pakistanis are coming out with videos that is AI generated and are in fact indulging in propaganda with regards to the Indus waters as well.
Okay, all right. Akanksha, thank you for joining us. In fact, we've accessed this letter and here is what it goes on to say. Respected Prime Ministers, we the undersigned citizens respectfully urge the governments of India and Pakistan to take meaningful and sustained steps towards restoring peace, normalcy, dialogue and cooperation in South Asia. India and Pakistan together are home to nearly 1/5 of humanity. A large proportion of our population is young. Continued hostility deprives millions of people of opportunities, prosperity and a secure future. The people of both countries deserve a future defined by peace, development, connectivity and cooperation, rather than perpetual mistrust and confrontation. Decades of estrangement has hindered our collective potential and imposed significant social, economic and human costs. And then it ends by saying, we believe that sustained engagement and dialogue remain the only viable path to resolving differences and building a stable and prosperous region. Major Samarthur, defense expert, joins us. Thank you for joining us. What do you have to say about this letter? Because it says that this can open up opportunities for the youth of both nations. But India's stance has been very, very clear that terror and talks can't go together.
Pratibha, like if you read the letter, in case we pay any heed to this letter, it by default is an admission from India that Azad Kashmir is not a part of India. So by recognizing this letter and this statement, we're going to, backfire on our own foot. And whereas, the area of Pakistan-occupied Jammu Kashmir, which includes Gilgit-Baltistan, is an integral, inalienable part of India. So by paying any heed to this letter, it is not going to help India in any way at all. In fact, if they wanted to write anything to the Indian Prime Minister, they should have asked for the inclusion and restoration of Azad Kashmir as part of Bharat again, and by ousting and not allowing the Pakistan forces and their police forces inside Azad Kashmir.
But why do you think this letter has been written? Because there are some very prominent names, including Dr. Farooq Abdullah, who have signed this letter.
Pratibha, this has been a business model for the Mufti family, for the Abdullah family. I mean, why did they not come out with this letter 20 years back? Why now? That is the big question. And once the Pakistan forces are now cracking down onto the population of Azad Jammu Kashmir, so now they want independence. This is a letter which is asking Pakistan and India that Azad Kashmir needs to be independent.
Okay, so it is a letter that has been written with a lot of malice. That's what you're saying. Do stay with us, Vijay. I just want to point out who are the signatories of this letter, because that becomes very, very important. And remember, the question still remains. Should India forgive Pakistan for the countless lives that have been lost because of the terror that is state-sponsored from Pakistan? Here are the signatories of this letter: Dr. Farooq Abdullah, Mirwaiz Umar Farooq, Mehbooba Mufti, Mani Shankar Iyer, Professor Manoj Jha, A.S. Dulat, Jawahar Sarkar, Mohammad Yusuf, Aga Syed Hassan, and then you have some other names as well, including Professor Saifuddin Soz, Imran Ahmed Hassan, Dr. John Dayal, Lalita Ramdas. These are the signatories of this letter. Humayun Kabir. There are multiple names here that have been mentioned. Bini Yadav, Anil Hebbar. These are some of the names. But Dr. Farooq Abdullah, the first in this letter, you have Mani Shankar Iyer, Mehbooba Mufti, A.S. Dulat. These are all leaders who have on multiple occasions called for talks with Pakistan, and multiple times it has also been pointed out. And in fact, India has prepared dossiers against how Pakistan, a state-sponsored terror, has claimed innocent lives in the country. Major General K.K. Sinha, defense expert, also on the broadcast with us. Major General, what do you have to say about this letter that says that talks with Pakistan is going to unlock opportunities for the youth of India and Pakistan?
Good morning and Jai Hind. The name which you have, you have just pronounced, these names are old names who are the stooge of Pakistan. They have been saying and batting for Pakistan for years altogether. They have, Aman Ki Asa, this gang is basically the Aman Ki Asa. All these names are in the Aman Ki Asa. And what happened? India was talking to Pakistan in 2016, only when we, after repeated, effort by the present government, when they didn't stop all those things, what they are doing, the strategy of 1,000 cuts, we have taken and made a strategy. But terror and talk will not go together. It is a strategy and it's working. Indus Water Treaty, after, just before we have launched the Operation Sindoor, it happened after the Pahalgam, that massacre. It is actually, yielding the result. And now America, including America, is, trying to say that India and Pakistan should talk. So all this failed. So our strategy is working. And at this time, at this juncture, these people are writing. It is absolutely makes it clear, and we should become more determined that the strategy is working and we have to be more forceful. And mind you, Operation Sindoor has not stopped. It has just been paused for some time. And I think India will, and the POK, this is our claim. There is a resolution in the parliament that it is an integral part of India. When it is falling, and there are all likely chances that, it will, its own is going to somewhat, will get opportunity that it will come back to India. Both in the Pakistan Eastern and Western front is under pressure, because from Afghanistan side, what they are doing it, at this time, these people are writing letter and saying that India should do it. These are their preaching. They are the actual stooge of Pakistan. All these names, whether it is, Farooq Abdullah, the Mufti's family, and the Soj, everyone name it has been coming.
Yes.
And of course, who was tracking, what is happening in Jammu and Kashmir and the northern front.
Yes.
These names are pronounced.
And like you pointed out, these are repeat offenders. We have seen such statements coming in from these leaders time and again. Thank you for joining us on the broadcast. I quickly also want to get in a word from activist Lalit Ambardar. Thank you for joining us. By writing such a letter jointly to the Prime Ministers of India and Pakistan, is this an attempt to clean chit Pakistan?
Obviously, when you are equating the Prime Minister of India with the Prime Minister of Pakistan in the same letter, that means you are trying to be a third party. It is ridiculous. And I mind it, at a time when the nation is commemorating 1 year of Pahalgam massacre of Hindus, at a time when Operation Sindoor is still on, at a time when we have put Indus water treaty under abeyance to teach Pakistan some kind of a lesson to understand what they are doing, their strategy of bleeding India through 1,000 cuts, through Kashmir Jihad. Imagine, this is pure, dirty, pan-Islamism inspired politics in terms of Kashmir-based mainstream political parties. Let me remind your audience, People's Party, Mufti's Party, they have this is their self-ruled document, which is the agenda protocol of their political party. It envisages joint control of Pakistan and India. I repeat, joint control of Pakistan and India over Kashmir.
Yes.
Dual currency, reduction of IPS-IS in Kashmir. And we call them mainstream people. They are stooges of Pakistan. Not only stooges of Pakistan, they obviously are their Rishta. Pakistan say Rishta kya, la ilaha illallah. And Farooq Abdullah speaks, is known for speaking something in Delhi and something else in Kashmir. In Kashmiri, he urged Hurriyat to continue their fight. We are with you, you're not alone. This is Farooq Abdullah. So please, we have to be very careful. And it's also very intriguing that the words also coming from a section of RSS, that we should keep a recent statement by one of the general secretaries of RSS, that Pahalgam massacre as it was a pinprick. Massacre of Hindus.
So this letter is a disservice to the martyrs of Operation Sindoor and to the countless lives that have been lost because of terror emanating from Pakistan. Lalit Ambardar, thank you for joining us on the broadcast. This letter has been jointly written to the Prime Ministers of India and Pakistan. A lot more political reactions also expected. We're keeping a track of that. For now, a very quick break. We'll be right back.